third, these cells are stimulated to become mature fat cells that contains many nutrition like omega-3 fatty acids.
Impact Fat hopes that cultured cell meat will be able to tackle some of the issues around waste and pollution.
We think there are different ways to save the environment. The first, we can only produce the edible portions.
The webinar will begin shortly.
So
Please
that,
remain on the line.
We don't have to kill the fishes. The second, we can make it clean so that it doesn't have any pollutants such as microplastic, pathogens, and mercury. And third, we can be more energy efficient, meaning that we don't have to use as much water and feed as overfishing or traditional aquaculture.
However, the fish fat product is still in testing, and to get it to the manufacturing stage would still take another 5 to 10 years. The market for fish-friendly alternatives is expected to grow to $1.6
The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line.
At a compound annual growth rate of 28%. However, that would only represent just 1% of the total seafood market.
So right now is culture itself, to me, is old technology, nothing new about it. It's how to culture them in a very cost-effective way because technology will always much more expensive. And like everything else, the price of technology will drop as it progresses. We believe eventually will be cheaper and cheaper because when more players come into the scene, more ideas will be generated.
While we continue to invest in technology, the world is racing against time to manage.
The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line.
এবং destructive fishingকে বন্ধ করতে হয় তাহলে প্রথমে destructive fishing এর যে গিয়ারগুলো আছে যেমন বটম ট্রলিং যেমন পাস ট্রেনিং এগুলোকে বন্ধ করতে হবে এক এবং দুই ওভার ফিশিংটাকে আটকাবার জন্য কোটা বেঁধে দিতে হবে বলে দিতে হবে যে মেকানাইজড ফিশিং যারা করছেন তারা আগে পেতে হবে যারা ছোটো মৎস্যজীবী তাদের মাছটা আগে তারা ধরবে তারপরে যেটা পড়ে থাকবে সেটা তারা ধরবে তা না হলে পরে কিন্তু এখান থেকে মুক্তি নেই
Efforts to reform the fishing industry has been a mixed bag. Quota systems have seen some success in the US using a catch-share method. Instead of profiting,
The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line.
a percentage share of the fishery's total haul, which is capped at a sustainable number. This has led to the recovery of 70% of overfished species. But globally, reforms are more elusive. It took the WTO 20 years of negotiation.
The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, good evening everyone. Welcome back to yet another session of Good Evening Webinar. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let's go. Good evening, Taylor. We have Clarence, Gary, John, Kelvin, Megan, and Philberg. Good evening. Hey, awesome. Another been another 5 minutes again for the rest to join. Meanwhile, good evening to all of you. A couple of trick updates that I want to give you guys, right? Okay. Okay, now before I start, right? Okay. have you guys heard about the news, right? The latest news, right? The latest news, GameStop. So GameStop, back in 2021, right? Back in 2021, GameStop actually made headlines, right? Because the retail investors pushed the price up, right? And of course, financial institutions, hedge funds, right? They were shorting GameStop, right? So actually, GameStop actually will push the price all the way towards the upside, right? At a 120, right? Now, today something really interesting just happened. Okay, so for GameStop, right? Let's talk about GameStop, right? GameStop, right? Now today, GameStop actually pushed up towards the push towards the upside, right? If you were to look at the weekly chart, okay. So in this week, in this week alone, right? Price actually came up from $17, right, and made a high up to $38, right? So I think that is quite significant, right? It's been up probably 100%, right, on GameStop, and GameStop is something that I am currently actively looking at, right? If there is another push towards the upside, right? I don't think that it's gonna be. I don't think GameStop is gonna come up so much, right? To the all-time high anytime soon. But of course, there is always a possibility that GameStop will come up, right? Will continue to push up. Just that I don't think it will go to 120, right? Because then it will be I mean, in order for GameStop to reach $120, right? It's gonna require a lot of coordination, right? Now, some of our pending positions, we have Euro GBP and Euro CAD. Okay. So Euro GBP, currently we are in profits on Euro GBP. Right? So our Euro GBP in profits, USD JPY, we already hit our take profit level, right? So this one is already close, right? So we hit a take profit level of 1 to 20. So this is already close. Euro GBP, right? We are currently still in this trade, currently just running, right? Just waiting for Euro GBP to take its time, because even though it's only 140 pips, sorry, our TP target is only 140 pips away, right? I think Euro GBP is one of the lesser volatility currency pair. Right, so we're just gonna take our time. Currently just kind of doing a consolidation. It did push the upside a little bit. However, right now it's just continuing to bounce back. Right, hopefully it's gonna make a lower lows. Right, and then of course currently right now the profits. I have my stop loss at break even on Euro GBP. Now let's talk about Euro CAD real quick. No, Euro CAD last week they actually made a low of about a really nice 1 to 5 risk ratio profit. Yeah, somewhere around 1.5 risk ratio profit. Right, currently it's floating at 1 to 1.6, right, risk ratio profit. Right, I have stop loss at break even. Right, okay, I have stop loss at break even for Euro CAD. Okay, and then of course we just let this position run. Okay, so for those of you who are in this trade, right, make sure to adjust the stop loss right to break even for both Euro GBP and Euro CAD. Right. Okay. Okay, now later we will go through some other trades that I'll be taking, right? Later, in the later part of the webinar, right? Of course, I just want to follow my trades, right? You can go ahead and do so. Okay. Okay, let's just wait another 5 minutes, another couple of minutes, right, for the rest to join. Okay, we're still waiting for a few more people to join, and then of course we'll start our webinar shortly, right? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Right, good evening, everyone. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Okay, so now a couple of updates I want to go through first, right, before we proceed with the webinar. Now, XM is currently doing the XM competitions, right? So there's the demo competitions and the live account, right? Live account competitions. Okay, so for those of you who want to compete in the competitions, right, you don't really have to use your live account, right? You can also participate on these competitions on your trade on demo account. Okay, so you can win a share of up to $120,000, right? And all this money is just up for grabs, like you asked me, right? Okay, so for those of you who want to go ahead and grab and participate in the XM social competitions, well, I'll leave the link below on the chat. And now, what's the and I didn't know what's the most attractive thing about this exam social competition is that, right? There is no entry fees required, right? So it's free to join. It's free for anyone to join, right? So no matter if you're if you're trading a demo account or if you're trading a live account, right? There is just no entry fees and no nothing, right? And of course, you can just join this social competitions, right? Okay. And now next one. Okay, so the next one is the grand webinar, right? So the grand webinar is being held on the 6th of June, right? 6th of June grand webinar, right? It will be on, sorry, the time will be 9:30 to 10 p.m. right? So 6th of June is by this guy Habib Akif, right? And of course crypto CFD. So he'll be basically talking about crypto CFDs, the blockchain and stuff and things like that, right? Okay. So this is on the 6th of June, right? 6th of June, right? Why is my weather in Tokyo? I think it. Okay, there we go. Okay. So on the 6th of June, right? 6th of June. 6th of June. Yeah. So on the 6th of June, Friday, right? On the 6th of June, Friday, I will not be having my webinar, right? To kind of give way to the grand webinar. Okay. Right. Any questions? Now, for those of you who have not been who is not following me on Instagram, can go ahead and do so right now, right? Because I do post. Sometimes I do share some trading updates, right, on my Instagram, right, when especially important updates, right, on or what I say urgent updates, right, because now the webinar is only 1 hour for 3 days a week, right, and I can't be here, I can't be updating you guys every single minute, right? So Instagram is my go-to, right? So if you guys want, you can go to my Instagram, right? Sometimes whenever, or sometimes when I take a trade, or when I do some amendments, right, of my stop loss, right, moving stop loss to break even, moving stop loss to profit, right, stuff and things like that will be updated on my Instagram, right? So Instagram is like I think, right, Instagram is the next best place where you can get trading updates from me, right? Of course, the best place is to attend a webinar, right? Okay, now today we're going to talk about, right, Fibonacci extension and retracement. Kind of a short slide today. One second. Yeah, kind of a short slide today, right? And of course, let's see if we can find some real life application, right, to Fibonacci extension and retracement, right? Okay. Now, learning points today, right? Today we'll be introducing you to Fibonacci, right? And of course, using Fibonacci with confluence. Will there be live trading? Will there be live trading later? Yes, right. Live trading will be every single day, right? Just that on live trading specific sessions, right? Then of course, I will not be going through any slides, right? Then of course, we'll just be doing live trading, right? On topics, on topic session, right? Then of course, I will go through the slides first, and then of course we'll do live trading later, right? Probably I'll allocate like probably around 15 to 20 minutes, right, of the webinar to do live trading. Can? Okay, good evening, good evening, good evening. For those of you that just joined. Okay, now what is Fibonacci retracement? Now, Fibonacci is named after this Italian mathematician, right? Leonardo Fibonacci. Right? I'm pretty sure his name is much longer, right? But I think I just copy and paste Leonardo Fibonacci. Right? So Fibonacci is drawn between two significant price points, right? Namely the swing high and swing low. Okay, so swing high and swing low. Now, the horizontal line indicates potential support and resistance level, right? Or what we call a dynamic support and resistance level. Now, why is it called a dynamic support and resistance level? It's because it's not a true support and resistance level. That's why it's a dynamic support and resistance level, right? So because now support and resistance is based, support and resistance is based on price action, right? Swing highs and swing lows of price action. If there's two swing lows, right, then first it's a support, right? If there's two swing highs, it's a resistance, right? So horizontal lines on the Fibonacci levels, right, is what we call a dynamic support and resistance levels, right? So each level is associated with a percentage, right? So these are some of the common percentage, whether it is retracement or extension, right? So we have the 23.6, 38.2, 50, 61.8, and 78.6%, right? And these are the common retracement and extension levels, right? Now that we know what is Fibonacci, right? Let's take a look at some time to look at this chart right here. Okay, right. So now, from where should I draw my Fibonacci? So my Fibonacci was from over here. So this is the swing high. If this is the swing high over here, and this is the swing low over here. Right. So I draw my Fibonacci from here to here. Okay. From here to here. Now you can see at 50%, right? Fibonacci level 50%, right? Just nice. Just so happen that there is a resistance level. Okay. So when there's a resistance level, of course, then of course we look for another confluence, right? So in this case, there are how many confluence? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So the first confluence we have is the downtrend line. So if we just draw from here to here, it's a downtrend line. So this is our first confluence, right? Downtrend line at 50%, right? And then of course we have resistance. So now we already have 3 confluence, right? We already have 3 confluence. Okay, of course you can add in other some more confluence, but today because I'm talking about Fibonacci, right? Then of course do not confuse you guys, right? We'll just be using 3 simple confluence, right? So Fibonacci. You can see over here that this is a 50%. So from here, now why is it called 50%? So from the swing high over here to the swing low over here, right? The 50% retracement level is here. And so between here and here, over here is the 50%. Right? Quite easy to understand. Okay? Right? Now, if we were to look at there's actually 4 right? There's actually 4 confluences, right? So we have the downtrend line, we have the resistance, we have the Fibonacci, and then of course we have the what do we call it? We call this the candlestick, right? We call it candlestick pattern, right? And this is what we call the top, right? So actually we have 4 confluences, but actually if you want to add in so many other, there's of course other confluence, right? If you want, probably you can add in, because this is on a 4-hour time frame. If within percent range, you can add in RSI, you can add in Bollinger Bands, right? I think Bollinger Bands, you also hit the upper band of the Bollinger Bands, right? So I mean, there are so many confirmation and confluence, right? You just got to pick which one that suits you the best, right? Now, because for the sake of explaining Fibonacci, right, that's why I've removed all indicators, right, except for Fibonacci. Okay, so once price comes up here, right, you can see that actually Fibonacci it actually respects support and resistance quite well, right? So 61.8 level. So this is the 61.8 level. 61.8 level, right? We have a support line over here. Okay, 50% we have a resistance line over here, right? And then of course at the 23.6% level, right, we have a support line over here as well. Okay, so this is how we find Fibonacci. So this is how we find confluence with Fibonacci, right? Now, there's one common mistake that a lot of people make is that they just use Fibonacci to trade, right? And I'm going to tell you to please don't do that, right? Please don't just use Fibonacci to trade. Now, Fibonacci should only be used as a confirmation, right? It should not be used as a trading strategy, right? So your trading strategy, so you know your entire trading strategy should not be revolving around Fibonacci, right? Fibonacci is just to add in additional confirmation, okay? Right? And wow, that's all. Okay, questions? Right, don't worry, later I will show you guys some Fibonacci. Take a look at this chart for the next 2 minutes, right? And if you guys have any questions, put it on the questions chat below, right? And then of course, if later I will also be going through, we'll also be looking for some Fibonacci retracement and extension examples. Okay. Right. Questions on Fibonacci? Anyone? Okay, now let's go over to the sorry, I think I'm down. I've been down with flu for the past few days. Right. Now let's go over and look at some of the charts, and of course let's see if we can spot, right, any Fibonacci retracements, right? Okay. Now, what I'm looking for, oops. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for key levels. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, okay. So I'm looking for Fibonacci, potential Fibonacci retracement levels, right? Okay. So I think we have one over here. Okay, now let's look at Euro USD. Okay, let's look at Euro USD. Now Euro USD, let's see, Euro USD. Okay, so same thing, right? I draw my Fibonacci from the swing high over here, and then of course let's go to see the swing low. Okay, let's swing low. So swing low. So now, Fibonacci, hold on, let me just, okay, got it. So over here. No. I know it's a bit messy. When I draw Fibonacci, it's a bit messy, right? Because there's so many lines, so many charts, there's just so many things going around. That's why I don't really use Fibonacci. Now, later I'm going to share with you guys, right, some of the tips and tricks, right, on how to make your chart looks less messy, right? I'm a strong advocate for making my charts look very, very clean and slick, right? I really hate, messy charts, right? A lot of people think that, having a messy chart will make you a profitable trader, right? Look more professional, but actually it's the opposite, I would say. Okay. So now Fibonacci. Now we take our Fibonacci from over here, and of course, we draw our Fibonacci from this level to this level here, right? So where is the 50%? Now 50% is actually over here, and if you can see, right, 50% price is currently at a support, right? So this is, let me just remove the Fibonacci first. Super. Okay, there you go. Now you can see it a little bit more clean, right? So now this key level is what we call 50%, right? And of course, if I want to indicate here, right, without having the messy Fibonacci levels, right, just go over the 50%. Right? Probably downsize it a little bit. Okay. So I can put over here as 50%. So now we know that, okay, so this key level over here is at a Fibonacci 50%. Okay. What about why should I draw from here to here? Why can't I draw from here to here? Also can, right? No, Fibonacci is based on your own creativity, right? You can also draw a Fibonacci from here to here as well. Okay. Now, if we were to draw a Fibonacci from here to here, then of course, we don't really have a confluence with the support of resistance level. Okay. Now, unless you tell me, right, hey, actually there is a key level here as well. Okay. So unless you tell me, hey, actually there's a key level here as well, then yes, okay. So you can draw you can use this Fibonacci, right? And you can draw from here to here. Okay, and this key level here will be the 78.6%, right? 78.6%. So this is the key level here, right? 78.6. And now that we know that this key level here is 78.6%, what we can do is we can go ahead and type it in 78.6%. Okay, 78.6%, and then of course we have the 50%. Okay. So now different Fibonacci got different results. Why is it so? Okay, because the first Fibonacci, we are actually taking this high. Sorry, where is my marker? Okay, so the first Fibonacci, we're actually taking this high to this low, and the second Fibonacci, we're actually taking this high, right, instead of this high over here. Okay. So if we were to compare the retracements, then of course, obviously, right, it will be a little bit different. Okay. So when price comes up here, sorry, this is the 78%.
I'm not mommy.
So this is 50% on the first Fibonacci, and this is the second. This is the 78.6% on the second Fibonacci that we draw. Okay, if I were to draw both Fibonacci at the same time, it's going to be very messy. Okay, so this is 50%, right? And then of course the second one, I draw it from here to over here. Yeah, it's going to be super messy. I don't like my charts to be messy, right? And of course we can see that over here is a 78.6%, right? So there are a lot of so now there is no right or wrong way to draw Fibonacci, right? As long as there's a swing highs to swing lows or swing lows to swing highs, right? It doesn't. You have to kind of play around, which you kind of have to play around. You know, which high and low do you want to draw from, right? Do you want to draw from this high to this low? Do you want to draw from this high to this low? Right? It's completely up to you, right? But of course, what I would say is that, okay, if you are trading on a H4 time frame, right, and of course, if you are, I would say if you are not really a scalper or day trader, then of course I use the H4 time frame to start drawing your Fibonacci, right? And of course, what we want to do is we want to of course look at the overall picture, right? We don't want to kind of like zoom in so much, right? We don't want to zoom in, right, so much like that, right? And then you tell me, okay, hey, Wei Xiang, I want to draw my Fibonacci. But my Fibonacci, I draw from, let's say, over here to over here. This is also considered Fibonacci, right? If we were to draw, if we were to take so small of a sample size data, then of course, the Fibonacci might not be that accurate, right? So what we want to do is we want to take a bigger picture, right? We want to look at the bigger picture, right, to kind of draw our Fibonacci extension and retracement levels, right? So this is at the 50%, right? But I do think that price is going to break out of this 50% Fibonacci levels, right? And of course, it might test this 78.6 level, right? Fibonacci level. Okay, so maybe later, right? Probably in maybe tomorrow or even today, right? Euro USD might go up to hit the 78.6 level. Okay, and when it hit the 78.6 level, this is where I would then probably maybe choose to take a short position on Euro USD. Okay. Right. Now, first thing first, right? First thing first on how I take a short position on Euro USD. Now, first thing first is to kind of look at the market, the market structure. Now, what is price doing? What is price doing? Price is going down, right? Price is going down, right? And of course, if we were to zoom in a little bit, look at the more recent price action. Okay, if we look at more recent price action, you can see that price make high, low, lower high, lower low. Okay, which tells me that price is likely to make a lower high and lower low, right? So now, this is what I'll be waiting for. Probably target somewhere around here at a really nice 1 to 11 risk reward ratio and profit. Okay, and this is for Euro USD. I'm just going to remove, sorry, hold on. Let me just remove this 50%. Oops. Let me just remove this 50% real quick. And this 78.6%, right, should remain over here. Okay. Oops. I think there are some news coming up. Now, let's look at the markets. Let's look at the economic calendar. Right. Today we forgot to look at the economic calendar. Okay, let's look at the economic calendar and see what we have today. Something is happening. Not sure what. Economic calendar is not loading. Let's walk by. Okay, there we go. Okay. So we have PPI, right? Producers index, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so PPI is PPI when it comes to commodity supply for personal consumption, right? Producers price index, right? For final demand is used in the United States to measure price changes, right? It is compared of 6 price index final goods, right, which accounts for 33% of the total weight, right, which include foods and energy, right, and the final demand trade services, right, which have a weightage of 20%, right? Final demand, transportation, warehousing, 4%, right? Final demand, right? Services less trade, transportation, warehousing, right? So final demand of services, right? Excluding trade, transportation, and warehousing, right, is 41%, and of course the final demand construction 2%, and of course the overall final demand, which accounts for 2%. Right, so this is the website that I always use. It's got my forex, my FX book, right, and of course my FX book economic calendar. So this is the website that I always use, right? Hey guys, just so you guys know, right? Hold on, PPI is Federal Reserve Chairman Powell's speech is scheduled for later, right? So later at, guys pay attention, right? So later at 10 p.m., right? 10 p.m. we can expect some heavy market volatility, right? Especially on the Japanese yen, the Canadian dollar, and the gold and US dollar. Okay, right? So volatility would come back, right? During Federal Reserve Chairman Powell's speech, right? Now, for tomorrow also quite volatile this week, right? Tomorrow we have inflation rate, we have retail sales, core inflation, retail sales, right? CPI coming out later tomorrow as well. For the euro, we have employment change quarter on quarter for the first for quarter one, right? So those of you who are in euro trades, right? Please manage your risk properly, right? And of course, Thursday. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Okay, so let's go back. Let's head back to the charts, right? And we can see actually we can see like, you know, even though this is the 50%, right? Euro USD, this is the 50%, right? 50% it actually rejected it quite nicely, right? Now Euro USD 50%. This is now it used to be a support level. Right now it's a resistance level. Now, it did initially reject of the 50% Fibonacci, but I mean I still have a feeling that it will break through 50%, and of course hopefully come back up to hit my 78.6 level, right? And of course this is where I'll be interested to take a shot on Euro USD. All right, cool. Now, what else do I have for you guys? Okay, now for those of you who are entering Euro USD trade with me, can you go ahead and use this position size calculator. Now, what is this position size calculator? This is basically is to calculate your position size. Okay, so Euro GBP, for example, right? If you're trading a Euro USD, right? Euro USD, and then let's say for example, maybe your account value is like maybe like 2 million, whatever, right? Now risk ratio. So risk ratio is basically how many percent do you want to risk for your account, right? Don't go anything above 2%, right? 2% is a very, very high risk. Probably 1% should be fine, right? And of course, stop loss increase is 20 pips, right? And of course, once you calculate, right, this is your lot size that you'll be using. Of course, this is on the $2 million account, right? Use it based on your account size, right? Now, account size, please take your account size on balance, right? Don't take account size on equity. Okay. So this is, I'm going to leave this screen here for about 2 minutes, right? For those of you who want to follow the trick, you can go ahead and do so. Okay. Are you the guy who manage? Yes. Yes. What is your minimum? I'll answer that question later. Don't worry. Okay. Once you are done following the following the trade, right, and you are ready to move on, can you press 1 in the chat? Can you press 1 in the chat once you are ready to move on, right, and you're done entering your USD trade? That way I know that I know who is done and who is not done. Okay. Thank you, Philbert. Okay. We don't leave any man behind. Okay. So when you're ready to move on, right, press 1 in the chat. Okay, good evening, good evening, good evening. For those who just joined, right, we are currently entering this trade together, Euro USD, right? Entry is at the gray color number, stop loss is 20 pips, right, red color number, and of course the profit level is at the blue color number. Okay. Yes, Caleb. Yes, Caleb, you raised your hand. Ah, okay. Now someone asked, right, how much is my minimum, right, for fund managing? My minimum is 500,000 US dollars. Currently, I'm managing over 70 million US dollars of funds. I've been managing funds for 4 years now. This is 2024 is my 4th year managing funds. And I've been coaching for about 5 years now. Right. So students. No. Why am I coaching? I'm coaching people to become profitable traders, right? So that probably in future, right, they will have a chance to work with me, and I'm also actively looking for profitable traders to come and work for me, right, and manage my funds for me, right. For more information, just visit my Instagram, right. Once you visit my Instagram, right, so this is the link to my Instagram. So once you visit my Instagram, click on the link over here. It's got I'll just send you guys the link. Right. So once you click my Instagram, go to this link, right? Click on the 24-month transformation program. And of course, you should be able to it'll direct you to a form. Okay. Now, as expected, Euro USD currently pushing towards the upside, right? After initial rejections, right? Of course, we can see that Euro USD probably will kind of make a higher high, right? Higher than this high, right? And of course, hopefully it does rejects over here. Now, let's talk about secondary trades, right? Now, a secondary trade, in case the first one fails, will be somewhere around here. Okay, so this would be a secondary entry. Okay, in case the first one fails. Right, so the secondary entry would be okay, so this would be our secondary entry. Okay, don't worry lah, right? Today we have enough time. Today we have a lot of time. Okay, so this is our secondary entry, right? So in case the first one fails, right, we still have our secondary entry, right, to short the Euro USD, right? Because I think right that the Euro USD is getting the US dollar is getting stronger, right? And yeah. Oh, partly have to do because I mean it has to partly to do with the inflation, interest rates, and of course the what's that election, right? Elections coming. Currently, U.S. is running a election, presidential election, so that also affects the U.S. dollar, right? And the market favors Donald Trump, right? So if Donald Trump is leading the election, then of course naturally the U.S. dollar will be stronger, right? Joe Biden, Joe Biden is Joe Biden is bad for the markets, I would say, right? But of course, when trading forex, right, we can trade. We can either long or short, lah. So of course, we have to play by ear, right? We can long and short the US dollars, and of course, the equity markets wouldn't be so kind, right? I mean, if you're investing in equities, stocks, right? Then of course, and if you're not trading the stock futures, then of course, we can only buy. We can't short it, right? Okay, now let's go ahead and right now I think everyone should be done with the two positions. Now let's go ahead and go through some of the okay, some already take off here. 1 to 20 risk ratio hit take profit level last week, right? USDC sorry, still having flu. Not a bad flu. I think I got it like when on Sunday. I still remember. I think it was a Grab that I took. Then I was in a car, and I think it was raining, and the uncle's air condition was like super cold. It's like 18 degrees with like maximum aircon blast. Right. Okay. Anyways, USD CHF. I do have a buy limit entry on USD CHF. Yes. So like I said, right, I do think that the US dollar will continue to strengthen, right? So I am kind of a dollar bullish, right? I mean, to be more specific, United States dollar bullish, right? Now, what I'll be doing is that I will be entering a secondary. I will be placing a buy limit. Now, guys, for those of you who are new, right, all my entries are all buy and sell limits, right? Buy and sell limits only. There is no market entry, right? I seldom, probably out of 100 buy and sell limit orders that I place, right? There's only one market entry, right? It's the market execution. So everything is all buy and sell limit. So we enter during the same time, we enter at the same price, but there's no discrepancy of the trades, right? Hey, how come I enter at a lower price? How come I enter at a higher price, right? So we are trading all on buy limit and sell limit. And personally, right, I prefer buy limit and sell limit because I don't have to constantly look at the charts, right? I mean, I have a life, right? Now, okay, there you go. This should be good. There we go. Okay, so I have two buy limit orders here on USD CHF. Right. Okay. Take your time, right? Once you are done, again, once you are done and you are ready to move on, can you guys press 2 in the chat? Okay, once you are done and ready to move on, just press 2 for me in the chat so that way I know. Yeah, yesterday was yesterday it was quite bad. Yesterday I had blocked nose and I had a lot of phlegm. Today is just off. So today I've recovered. I'm feeling better a bit compared to yesterday. Because yesterday was kind of crazy. Wasn't feeling well at all. Very good, thank you, Trevor. Right. For those of you, right, once you're ready, enter this two trade and you're ready to move on, right, can you press 2 in the chat? Fine, that way I know. Once you're ready, let's do in the chat. Right. Okay, those of you who are not done, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys to take a screenshot or anything, right? Just to help you to see and then we will start, right? So we will be moving on in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now let's look at USD/CAD. Now USD/CAD, if we look on the daily time frame, it's kind of consolidating, right? So it's kind of ranging towards the downside, right? And just don't really feel comfortable taking trades like this, right? Because just waiting for an impulsive move to form. So USD/CAD, nothing much going on. NZD/USD on the other hand, right? Now I am dollar bullish. I'm not looking to take any long positions on XXX USD. I'm only looking to take short positions on XXX USD and long positions on USD XXX. Alright. NZD JPY. What's going on? NZD CAD. Now NZD CAD is also another trade that I am currently have. It's a providing order here on NZD CAD. So price is currently around 50 pips away from entry. Okay. So now use the remember to use the position size calculator to kind of measure your risk, right? Measure your position size in order to have effective risk management. Okay, guys. So this is the NZD CAD trade. So this is also a buy limit order. Like I said, right? I do not take any market instant buy or instant sell or for market executions. Never, ever, ever. So this is my buy limit order. You see. Once you're done, press 3 in the chat. That way I know. Okay, Done? Everyone done? Press 3 to check once you're ready. Why will you buy on NZD? Aha. Okay. So NZD. Now let me explain NZD, right? So NZD, right? Now, of course, if we look on the money time frame, we can see that it's kind of consolidating, it's not going anywhere. So now, there's a possibility that it will go up as well. Now, let's look for other clues, right? If we look at this high, this set of highs, and this low, this set of lows, and this set of lows, price is making higher lows. Okay, price is making higher lows. Okay. Now, if we were to look at this high over here and this high, so price is kind of making a higher high. Right, high. So it kind of broke on the market structure already. So once it broke market structure already, right, then of course the price found resistance over here. Of course, did some initial reaction over here. Then of course I'm expecting NZD-CAD to continue its bullish momentum to the upside. Right, since price is already make higher lows and higher highs. So if we take a look at this set of highs over here and this set of highs over here. Price, this is what we call a higher high, and higher lows. And so right now it's kind of making right now it's kind of in a bullish market structure. If that answers your question. Okay, I'll be moving on in 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. GBP, USD, 1. Can you please switch as on step on your USD upside? Very quick on USD. Euro GBP is one of the trades that we are currently in, right? And we're still running in profit. We have our stop loss at breakeven. EURCAD as well. EURCAD, we also have our stop loss at breakeven. Currently it's still running in profit. So risk free. So we have a risk free on EURCAD and Euro GBP. Something popularity on Euro AUD. CDJPY is still very bullish, right? Right, in the Japanese yen pairs Japanese yen is still very weak, right? So surprised that CDJPY is still weak. So sorry, CDJPY is still going to go up. And of course, I have another trick. I'm another buy in order here on AUD. But hold on, let me just confirm we found the finish channel. No, actually, yeah, cannot. Beauty and ZD. Pretty much going on. Yeah, okay, never mind. I tell you what, I don't think I will go. Okay, never mind. So this is the trade for AUD and ZD. Sorry, excuse me. For those of you who want to follow the trade, you can go ahead and do so. Probably you guys have to take a screenshot if you guys want to follow the trade, right? Because I think we are slightly running out of time. It always happens. But of course, I try to give you guys as much as I can within the 1 hour. So this is AUD NZD, right? Quite a small trade, right? 1 to 5.5 risk ratio, but of course, small money is still money. Right? When you compare it to like a USD JPY 1 to 60 or 1 to 80R, right? Of course, 1 to 5.5 is still very, very small, but I think it's still, I will not give up on free money. Okay, now once done, can you press 4 in the chat for me real quick? So for those of you who are done and ready to move on, right? Can you guys press 4 in the chat? That way I know. Once you guys all are ready, right? You guys have entered the trade and you guys are ready to move on. Okay, can you guys press 4 in the chat? And I will move on to our last trade of the day. Okay, and okay, got some event from here. Never mind. We just wait for the rest. Okay. And of course, we still have one more AUD CAD trade. So once done, can you guys press 4 in the chat for me real quick. Okay, now for those of you who are not done, right, just go ahead and take a screenshot. I will be moving on to AUD CAD. Okay, and I'll be moving on in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. AUD CAD as well. Take a screenshot of this. Right, I don't think I have time anymore. Right, so AUD CAD, go ahead and take a screenshot of this if you want to follow the trade. Right. Okay. Same thing, right? The gray color entry, the color is the stop loss, the color is the profit level. Right. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this, right? If you want to follow the trade, right? It's a 1 to 6.5 risk ratio trade. It's also a small trade, but I'm never going to say no to free money. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, right? It's been a pleasure hosting the webinar, right? And I really, really thank you guys for joining tonight's this evening session of the meeting webinar. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow, right? Tuesday to Thursday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Sorry, not weekend. Amazing evening, right? And of course, I hope to see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that's all. Have a good evening and good night.
I don't know, your Chinese, this one is the time practice or what? Where are you going to get this back? Then the math, what do you want me to do? Sign where? Then what is this for? Haven't go through yet.
After every topic you sign.
So you don't know why you get it wrong.